Hi friends, Starry Hilder, and this is a 5-minute pantry video. Now, you've been here before, and you know that we do a lot of canning of our own meat, be it venison, a bear. Don't have any elk meat yet, but we do a wide variety. And we do hamburger, and we do chunks, and I love my canned meat. And we also raise our own meat birds, so we've done chicken. But there are some things that you need to be aware of when it comes to canning meat. Now, number one, it's going to make its own juice. And I've done so many videos on how to can meat. Just look them up. But a lot of people ask, do I need to pre-cook my meat? Do I need to add any water, any juice? No, 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 no. Because look, this is a beautiful raw packed jar of venison. And this is what it looks like when it is stored. Now, this is from 11/15 to 2016. And you can see it's gorgeous. Now, the one thing I want to point out is you may see little floaters in there. Oh, Starry, what is that? That doesn't look normal. It's normal. Fat. Even venison, as lean as it is, when you stick it in the pressure canner and you cook it for your jars, you're going to have a little bit of chunks of this white stuff, and that's actually fat. No big deal. When you pour it out of your jar and put it into whatever you're going to be cooking with, that's just going to dissolve and just add a little fat. And I don't mix my venison with anything. I like to keep it organic and in its purest form, so I don't add pork or nothing like that, period. Now, we also do a lot of let's see. I'm going to grab some hamburger here. Here's some hamburger, and actually, this is from 11/15/15. This was a doe that we actually harvested, and we do a lot of raw pack hamburger. Mr. Hilder really enjoys the hamburger. He uses it for a variety of meals. It's very simple, and yes, it is cooked hamburger. All you have to do is pop the jar open and heat it up. And you can add it to whatever you want. And again, you see the little floaties in there. That is simply a little bit of fat. And again, I don't mix this with anything. But you see the same thing. This was raw packed tight, and it made its own juices. Now, every now and then, you will see that because things shrink in the jar, especially meat, you may have a little bit, and this jar it's hard to see, you may have a little bit of the meat that's not covered in the juice, and that will be a little bit dry when you pull it out of the jar, but don't worry, it all mixes up the same. This is actually scraps that we canned for the dogs, and it is bone on, and you can bone-on chicken. Now, the trick with bone-on chicken is it's really hard to pack. And as you can see, there's a lot on the top, a lot of air there, because it shrinks. Just keep in the back of your mind, when you are packing your jars, any type of meat, you got to pack them pretty tight because meat shrinks. It gets tiny. And I tried to pack this as best I could, but it was bone-on. And bone-on has a different processing time. But when you take this out of the jar, just know that the bone-on chicken is going to fall right apart. And some people like canning with bone-on because trying to, pick it in its raw form, it's a pain in the butt. So, people are like, just throw it right in the jar, it cooks right up, and then when you open it, wham, you're good. It's done. I mean, it just falls off the bone. What else we got here that I can show you? I mean, we just have a variety of different types of meat. Here are, again, our chicken from our meat birds the 1 year. This is from 2017. Look at that. And it's just beautiful juices. Beautiful juices. And you may be asking, what do we use all this meat for? Because we do have a substantial amount. I mean, we're big hunters, and we do raise every couple of years meat birds. We like to kind of add a little variety. I like the meat in this form just because of the ease of use. Again, we're always on the go. We're very active people. And if I can come into the pantry at the end of a hard day and grab some venison and whip up some beef stew, it's going to be done within minutes because I don't have to pre-cook anything. Does pre-cooked food, the meat taste a little bit different? If you like slow-cooked meat, that's what it tastes like. It tastes like slow-cooked meat. Hamburger, it's a little different. I'm not a big fan of the hamburger. Mr. Hilder is. But when you mix it with, you can make spaghetti sauce with it. You can mix it into a taco. You can do, I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do with the hamburger. So you can dress it up. Would you eat hamburger right out of the jar? I wouldn't. I don't like it right out of the jar. I think it's too plain. Even if you season it, I think it's a little bit on the dry side. But I will eat, and I'm not a meat eater, but I will eat venison right out of the jar. It tastes that good. It tastes that good. It falls apart. And chicken out of the jar, oh, wonderful, wonderful. And so many different recipes for pre-cooked chicken. But again, it is a little bit different. It's not going to taste like your fried chicken. This is like slow cook. So wrap your brain around that when you are canning your meats. But then you just store them in your pantry in a cool, dark place. You know, when we turn off this light, it is dark and it's cool because it's right, you know, our house is built. This is concrete here. It's bermed right into the earth. So we have a perfect pantry for long-term and short-term food storage. And how long will it last? Honey, it's going to last you for the rest of your life until you open it up. There is no expiration dates on any jarred canned food, period. There just isn't. I get that question over and over again. So there you go. Hopefully this was 5 minutes. I hope. Canned meats.